boys. I don't think that there's a need for a crazy introduction, but obviously, you two are the co-founders of the project World Minds. I mean,
That's
there's
us.
there's probably going to be more than one person who sees this, and this is going to be their intro to the project. So, starting with Drew, just just give the folks a little something. Who are you?
Sure. So I'm the founder of WRLDMind. As a day job, I'm a senior engineer at a fairly large company. Startup went through an acquisition. Also own a consulting firm, local here in Boston. So I've been in the Web2 industry for close to 10 years now. And now this is our first project in Web3. Um, yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Dope, dope. And go ahead, Nick. Uh, Last but
Yeah.
not least, of course.
Yeah, so my name's Nick. You can catch me in Discord under Code World. I have a very similar background to Drew. We kind of both been in the Web 2 space for a while, have a consulting business together, been in the industry for about around 10 years now. I am a engineering manager by day, so I kind of keep all my coding on WorldMind these days and just do more management stuff on the day-to-day job stuff at a very large company. So yeah, first time in a Web3 space. Happy to be here, exciting, and just trying to push the boundaries a little bit.
Good, good. Yeah, I think that thought about wraps up our intro. Of course, everybody knows I'm Cookie with World Mind Media, and I'm just super hyped to be able to join you two on the journey. It's been amazing so far, and I think that this interview is going to serve as a good way to just make sure that everybody gets to see and hear you guys. I have a few questions. I'm gonna do my best to not dig into any alpha or like expose any of our project chats and stuff like that. But I do want to do my best as like a resource to the community to have as much disclosure and not have any bias, if you guys know what I mean. So I think the first thing to jump into is really the marketplace. Um, we've we've really been knocking it out of the park. We've had a lot of numbers come through, and we dropped last Friday. Drew, tell me how you feel about the marketplace launch and how things have been so far.
Sure. Yeah. So our primary goal with the marketplace was to build utility for the world token, and alongside that also bring value to our holders of WorldMind passports. And it's been I think it's been we launched Friday. It's been 5 days, 6 days, 5 to 6 days since launch, and we're nearing 1 million world token volume, which is it's absolutely amazing. We've had about 5 NFT worlds, 5 Gray Boys, a whole bunch of other NFT projects like Mind Nations, Angels, and Devils, all being bought and sold using the world token. What amazes me is we had originally projected the marketplace to do only 300,000 world volume for the full month. We really didn't know how the community would kind of take this product and adopt it, but they've really shown up, and they're fully embracing it. They're like projects are shouting it out. So there's a lot of adoption going on, especially for an alpha launch of a product. I think as this thing grows, it's going to become a much better product as we go. So yeah, overall, amazing. I love the turnout. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say, like, to add on to that, it's the community is what is gonna make or break us in the space, right? Um, we did hear a lot of people they were really looking forward to this. People are all about World. They want to spend World, they want to use World everywhere, all about the ecosystem. But also we need people to kind of back those words up. And it happened, like, it was just insane how much people really about it. It wasn't people just saying that they were about World. The community just showed up. We're talking. How do you project numbers for a marketplace using an ERC20 token, right? That no one's really done before. There's not a ton of marketplaces out there. People say looks rare. They say OpenSea. Okay, like, we can't look at their projections and expect we're going to do the same thing. So how do we even predict that? How do we even come up with it? And so we were like, yeah, like, I think, like, as we looked at the numbers, if we did 300K, that would be pretty solid. We thought it would be awesome, and it just exploded. We smashed that in less than 24 hours of opening. It was like the most surreal experience ever. Like, we keep saying that it's one thing, like, we sit behind the scenes. We've been talking about this marketplace for 2 months now, or whatever, a month and a half. We've been building it, we've been doing all this stuff, and we believed in it. Like, we really thought it was going to be something, but to see the community, like, embrace it and also believe in it, it's that validation that maybe we're not crazy. Like, maybe what we're doing is what everyone wants. So it's been just an amazing experience, and it just pushes us again. It's like, it's a boost up on, hey, you guys are going down the right path, keep doing it. So we just go that much harder into making sure the marketplace now is the best it can be, and the other stuff we work on is the best it can be.
You know what really got me going, Nick, was kind of post launch, the amount of feedback that started coming in around the marketplace. Like, even like small things like small feature requests or small bugs that the users were finding. But people weren't getting upset. They kind of what I liked is we set the stage. Like, people knew what to expect. It was an alpha launch of a product that we developed in 2 months, compared to other marketplaces that are developed over years. This is a 2-month-old product, and it works. The core fundamentals of it work, and that's what we're trying to go with the alpha. And I think as we go, we're gonna start building those. I call it bells and whistles type of features, right? All the nice to haves on top of it. But like, the community feedback was amazing. Like, people kind of playing around with the marketplace, they find one thing here, one thing there, and they don't hesitate to reach out. And we absolutely love that. Like, we have a giant sheet of things that different users want, bugs they found, and all these things kind of help us prioritize the next set of the roadmap, what we want to do with the marketplace. It also yeah, so I absolutely love it how the community is kind of again adopting it and providing feedback, and then understands like the state of the marketplace is just an alpha at this point too. So everyone's trying to, like, this is a together thing. Like, everyone's providing feedback. We're incorporating that into our application to kind of grow it into this beast. And I think, like, on Discord the other day, I mentioned it. I was like, what the app is now, in a month or so, it's going to be 10x better, right? With the features that we're planning, the bug enhancements that we're trying to knock down. It's going to be literally 10 times better in a month. And then the month after that, it's going to be 10 times better. It's this thing's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And as the world ecosystem grows, this beast is going to grow as well. So yeah, it's just super awesome.
No, for sure. The feedback's been amazing, and it's constructive. Like, I haven't seen anyone even try to, like, FUD it or anything. It's been amazing. And, like, that stuff comes, like, whatever. We just keep moving forward. But like, literally everyone's coming in. Like, we have a suggestions channel right in the Discord, and it's just a bunch of great suggestions. And it's like, yes, we're thinking about that. And just so everyone knows, like, we're at this point, the next, like, month or two, like, as Drew said, we're making it 10 times better. We're getting up to par with what everyone's used to. Once we're at par, we have some really exciting things planned for the marketplace, doing stuff that no one else has done. Right now, we're just trying to get you everything, all the features that you know and are used to. But after that, man, like, you think this was innovating? Just wait.
One of the small, even the small stuff, right? Like if you look at like OpenSea or if you look at OpenSea, right? Like when a project first mints and then they do the reveal, it's like it's craziness. Like everyone's trying to reveal. It's like nearly impossible to get like some of your stuff revealed right away, or things don't get revealed for a few days. And like one of the small things that we've already like implemented, which we're going to give the ability to our collection owners in the future, is they can just do a full collection refresh. It's going to take a couple minutes to do it. But you don't have to kind of coach your community, go, hey, go click this refresh button to see the reveal, right? Like when it's time to reveal for that collection owner, they smash that button. 20 to 30 minutes later, their full collection, depending on the size, their full collection is revealed right on the marketplace. So like just small things like that like some of these larger marketplaces aren't doing, but like being users of those marketplaces, we know what we like and don't like, and we're trying to incorporate the things that they don't do so well into our platform. So
Well, I like that you say that, Drew. I think that that is a very powerful aspect to, what has been done by this team so far, and how you and Nick are really driving your vision forward. It it's very clear that there is a reason why individuals would rather come to WorldMind Marketplace and sell versus OpenSea. And I think it's kind of interesting how you noted, I don't want to say it's the little guy, but it's the project that might not have as much notoriety, or a project that is just newly launched. I mean, we all know how hard it was for our project to go and get that grassroots development, that organic growth. And I think a big part of what we're doing on the marketplace is allowing people to come in, link up with us, and have a place where they aren't going to be, their voice isn't going to be overshadowed by everything else that people have to offer on Twitter, right? You jump on your Twitter feed, you have things that are NFT worlds related, but then you have DeFi, you have the news, right? You have all of this stuff. But I think as individuals start to see the marketplace, or even just the web app as a whole, a bit of a hub for things that are going on in the NFT world space. Sorry about the motorcycle going off in the background. As people start to see the utility as a hub, how do you guys think that that will affect the NFT world ecosystem as a whole?
yeah, I can talk on this, and I think you're referring to like the Mintable page. Um, so so one of the things that we did alongside the marketplace was we created something called the Mintable page. We wanted to not only we wanted a centralized location for a lot of these projects that are still in the minting phase or that are coming soon, but that are also verified with NFT Worlds already. We wanted to make this a centralized location where a new user, existing user can go to the Mintable page, see what's currently minting, what's coming soon, when is it coming, and have all the social media links, have direct links to the mint. And that's just the start of it. Like we're planning a lot more, right? Like if we, with a lot of these projects that we're working with, once we have their contracts when they're minting, we can do a lot of different analytics, total supplies that have been minted, what's minting today, from these like set of projects, how many minted. So you can get very crazy with it, but the primary thing about this page is, all the links on there are safe, and two, It's coming from a trusted project in the space, and all the projects on there are verified NFT World verified projects. That was once they mint out, or sometimes before they even mint out, they're on the world marketplace already. So you're kind of yeah, I think it's just and the other thing, if you look at it from the other side, not from the user side, in terms of projects, um, currently we're getting a lot of traffic on the world marketplace, right? We're averaging around 400 users a day. So with with that large number of users on our website, your project being on the mintable page is a big boost to your minting that's in progress. Yeah, I think it's a win-win for the whole community.
I
Yeah,
really like that you said. Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I would have. I think when we were coming, like started minting, right? It was a slow process. Like it wasn't that long ago. We had our mint open for 400 World, and it didn't just like blow up. It took some time. I think after 2 weeks, we got some traction from some people. And it really just we just minted out, right? But the mint was open for over 2 weeks, I think, at 400 World. It was difficult. Like not like it. We never really second guessed ourselves. I think after we had a 1,000 supply, after we hit again, like I talked about before, that validation. After maybe like 100, I'm like, all right, like this is happening. Like this is like we got something here. Like our vision, people believe in. And yeah, we kept going, and like we would have killed for a page like this when we were minting, just to go and showcase kind of, hey, what's going on? Like this is a great place. Go do your research, go check it out. But here's just a platform. Like if you want to figure out who's minting in the NFT world's community, check it out here. And we've also had amazing just support from peers in the space, and we kind of want to just share that because as we were trying to come up, a lot of people kind of were like helpful and stuff, but we want to do that times 10. We want to make sure everyone has a platform to kind of speak on. We think there's plenty of room in the space for everyone, and we just want to give that to the community. And we've normally met and spoken with all of these project owners before they're even on the Mintable page to figure out kind of like, oh, what are you doing? Like, how are things going? And it's just been a great experience meeting all these people who are leading these projects. This space is like nothing else. This NFT world space is literally like nothing else. I don't feel like we're competing with everyone. I feel like we're peers in the space. Everyone's willing to help everyone out. We do it. We jump on calls just to discuss people's projects and give them kind of like some advice on, hey, I would build your system this way if I was going to do it, or I would do this. And like, we just do that to help them out and to kind of just build up the whole community, because I think it may be one project that really breaks through to the Minecraft community, and that's going to bring it to everyone, right? Or it could be anything, but together there's plenty of players to jump into these worlds. And there's a huge pie for all of us.
Yeah, like what would you say currently? There's 50 to 100 projects. I have to check the NFT World verified list, but let's just assume like 100, right? Like we're gonna get to a level where 100 is still not enough, right? Yeah. Because if you think about the number of Minecraft players that we're trying to pull over, 100 projects might not be enough. Like, and I see us eventually reaching 1,000 projects that are actively building on NFT worlds, building various experiences or doing stuff like we're doing in terms of building software solutions, and trying to be the number one trusted software solution in the world ecosystem, right? That's our ultimate goal. Aside from our full metaverse experience that we want to build out on top of the ecosystem, we want to be the number one software solution that's the most trusted on the world ecosystem.
Now, Drew, I definitely want to get more into the software solution aspect that you touched upon. But before so, I really want to go back to something super interesting that Nick mentioned. It seems like or at least, I know that Drew, your attitude is going to be much the same, but I want to direct this question towards you, Nick, because you're the one that said it. It seems like your attitude is a lot less competitive and more cooperative. Just having what WorldMind offers to the community is not to just be the best, as Drew said, but to really help the community thrive and offer advice, as you were just mentioning. Can you tell me, just speak on that just a little bit more, because it's very refreshing, especially for me. I talk all the time about how I love DeFi. That's how I like really first got into crypto, and DeFi can just be super super competitive, even to the point where it's a little bit toxic, but I feel like NFT Worlds is really unique because we have not just our team, but other teams who have that same attitude. So Nick, talk a little bit more about just that cooperative attitude rather than a competitive attitude.
Yeah, I mean, it's plain and simple right now, to the point where you look at the Minecraft user base, you look at the NFT world's user base, and there's a huge discrepancy, right? Um, I don't know all the numbers, I don't, but again, there's a very, very small percent of Minecraft players that know about NFT worlds. So at this point, everyone's goal, every project should be, we have to expose NFT worlds to the broader public, to the broader community. And that means making ease of use. Like it should be very simple and easy for a Minecraft player to jump in and start playing. Like, how can we do that? Like, the NFT Worlds team is doing a great job in trying to provide that utility. And I think that's every project's goal right now. If we want to all compete for the small little fraction that's there right now, what's even the point? Like, there's a huge user base out there. We have to go and get that. Once we can get all that, sure, maybe we're back to competing against each other. But guess what? We're all going to be doing a lot better competing with each other at that point. So I don't even like, at this point, I hope all these projects, like, just, if anyone can break through, I don't know, like, it could be us, it couldn't be us. I don't really care. Like, someone needs to break through, and it's going to help every single project. So when I hear someone who's doing something innovative and like new, like, we talk to projects about their game, and oh well, like they come to us sometimes just for some like technical advice, like not even just for, not any like contract services, nothing like that. They just come, hey, like, how might you do this? And like, oh, do I need to develop my contract this way if I want to do this in the future? Like, all different questions. And we just give them advice, because I'm like, dude, you have a sick game. Like, the game you're building, we get off these calls sometimes, we're like, dude, that guy has a crazy idea. Like, I can't believe he's doing that. That sounds awesome. It has nothing to do with like what we're building. I don't feel like it's a direct competition at all, because their experience is unique from our experience. And as long as we're all building different experiences, we should just work on infiltrating that user base and pulling players in. So once they're in, they can go around, play all the different games, earn all the world they want, maybe go buy something on the NFT world marketplace there. And here we are, we're keeping it all in the ecosystem.
That's beautiful to hear. Drew, do you have anything to add to that point before we move on?
No, he pretty much summed it up. Yeah, like, we gotta work on all this together. It's at all the projects that are in the space right now where you build. I preach this all the time. Build unique experiences, right? We have to stand out from what Web2 is doing, right? What Web2 servers are doing, stand out, build these unique experiences, because we're being provided all the tools to make unique experiences. So do that, and let's capture a small percentage of that Minecraft player base and transition them into Web3. And like, if you look at the NFT World Players dashboard on our website, you can see the number of players is increasing. At one point, there was a small gap forming where it was like the number of players was increasing, but the number of connected wallets wasn't increasing at the same rate. So it's just like looking at analytics like that, adjusting how we kind of move in the future. But yeah, if we work on all this together, I think we can all succeed. There's plenty of room for everyone to succeed. Um, so, and the one, I'll say one final thing, innovate, right? Do stuff that is unique, um, unique utility. If we all have the same project and are all five of our projects do the same exact thing, that's not unique, right? Like, uh, there's like that doesn't incentivize a Minecraft player to come and join Web3, right? So be unique, innovate in all different forms. There's so many different ways. Like we're innovating from a software solution side. Um, I know there's projects that are innovating next level innovating from like a metaverse experience. Um, and there's I know some people that are innovating more from a lore to a film. So it's all you can innovate in many different ways. Just always remember that we're working towards building utility for the world token as much as we're working towards building utility for our holders too. So
Well, I think that's a perfect segue into getting back into that building of a solution that you were mentioning before. Um, just yeah, dive a little bit deeper into that because you know we speak to the broader community or even our our fellow projects out there, and yeah, folks do come and chat with us and use us as a reference on how to build things, and I think that that is a big advantage that our team has is we're all a bunch of techs, right? You two are literally builders, you guys do this as a day job. Drew, talk a little bit more about how your own background and Nick's background and actually building things that people interact with every day, building systems, building front ends, back ends, whatever it is. How does that play into building a solution and making the World Mind project what it is?
yeah, so I mean, just Nick and I both have tons of experience. Like, just if you think about our past work, I've helped scale a startup SaaS solution, right? Which was eventually acquired, right? And there's billions of dollars flowing through that solution. Nick's done that more on the consumer side. Um, and some of the largest retailers work with this company, right? So and then we've done that on a medium to smaller size with our own consulting firm in Web2, right? Where we're building applications for some of our clients, and different product solutions that are fully custom. So like all that experience that we have, we like, yes, are we new to Web3? Yes, but are we at this point? I can tell you we're fully confident in working with Web3, right? Like we understand the ins and outs and all that jazz, right? But what the beauty is, all the experience that we did with scaling platforms on Web2, we're just bringing it over and we're just doing the same thing on Web3. And like if you look at our marketplace, that doesn't look like a D app that you've seen. Like it doesn't look like a generic D app, right? It has that Web2 feel. And even when we're developing, it's not like we put everything on the chain either. So we have that little bit of it's a hybrid solution. All of it's a pretty much hybrid solution that we're doing. It's half on chain, half off chain. The things that can't scale on chain are on Web2 still, right? But like there's a big chunk of it obviously that you have to have on Web3. So yeah, pretty much our past experience has helped us kind of transform the WorldMind platform to what it is now. But then also we know what it takes to kind of grow this alpha edition platform into something much larger. We've done it countless times in the real world. We're gonna do it. We're starting over and we're gonna do it now again. And except this time we have like I think at the time it's 315. We have 315 investors riding this with us. So yeah.
No, I love it. I love it. I mean, of course, with us being on the same team, we're all of very like minds, and I think that the narrative that we've been continuing to push is to actually build something, to provide a service, to provide a product, and not just use an NFT as a way of generating money or anything or distributing art. It's all encompassing. But we had a really interesting conversation the other night with the mods, and we discussed, an NFT is a tool. It's a vehicle, right? You can go to the traditional art world and make a painting and bring it to an art gallery and distribute your art that way. It's worked for a millennia, and I think that that form of art distribution will continue. But now that we're moving into NFTs are a great tool to distribute your art. But I think what we're doing that is very important is acknowledging that that tool, it wields a lot of power, and we need to make sure that we're building a company behind that tool, and treating our investors as just that. They have a stake, they helped us get here, they're helping us grow, they're our partners in this. um,
One thing I want to add is like that's exactly like I think as cool as just like profile picture NFTs and non utility based NFTs are, like we're really trying to push the limits to or boundaries to what our NFT can do. So yes, it's an investment tool. Yes, it's going to be like an access tool. Yes, it's like a dividend type of tool, right? But there's so much we're trying to do, and we're trying to use NFTs what like mm, you're supposed to be using, like what the primary use case for an NFT is. Like if you look at the ticketing system use case in terms of NFTs, right? Like I just dropped some alpha, but like that's something that we're trying to, like explore. So, and then before you just move on, Cookie, I forgot to mention this, but like when I say we want WorldMind to be the number one trusted software solution on the world ecosystem, we mean it, because like when you go to our site, it's, yes, there's a marketplace. There's a lot more to it. We have analytics from playable servers, right? We plan on, if you go, there's some alpha right on the website, right? Like we're building a full-blown learning center. There's all types of things, like there's news portals, like these are all like, this fits our vision, right? But it's like, where does it fit on the roadmap is what we got to figure out. But like, Nick, you can touch on this. Like we have a ginormous vision for this platform, and it goes much more in depth than just a marketplace.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so much to what we want to do. Now it's just a matter of priority and in time. Like we also want to focus on what we can do to bring the most value to our holders. Right now, in the next month or two, yeah, the primary focus is going to be the marketplace. Like we need to get this marketplace exactly where we know it can be. That's what we're focusing on. But I think where, Cookie, you kind of touched on this a little, was just like how NFTs and like the tech, I feel like the technology we've scratched the surface on, maybe. I feel like we really haven't even dug into all the utility with an NFT. And then another thing you kind of mentioned was people see it as a means of money. And I think that's what, like, one thing I want to highlight where Drew has kind of always instilled in us is, guys, we're not looking to cash out on this. Like this isn't a short-term thing, which I think where a lot of the negative connotation around NFTs come from is, oh, it's just a picture, it's a money grab, it's this, it's that. That's not what we're here for. We're trying to build a platform, a community. Believe me, like I would love to be able to just take the funds, quit my job and work on this full time, but everything is being pumped into this project. Like we aren't at that point yet. We feel like if we build this, it's going to be 10 times greater than that short-term gain of let's sell an NFT, let's pocket half the money and move on, or just, put half of it into the project. No, like we're putting more than what we even raised into this project, right?
Yeah.
We're just trying to build utility. We're trying to build a platform, and we think it will pay off in the end. If we just keep building, we think in the end it'll pay off. We'll have something to move forward with. But for now, we just got to keep building. We got to keep using the funds we've raised from, whether it's like we do contracting stuff, we get some money from someone. Guess where that goes into opening up a shop where people can buy things with the world token, right? Like a merch shop. This isn't the world marketplace. This is something completely different. Like we make money from one place, it goes back into something else. Okay. Like OpenSea royalties, those need to go into, we got to go pay someone else for those with something. So it's kind of just really the investment. I think the problem with a lot of these projects in the NFT space, not even like not NFT worlds, but just the NFT space in general, is it is no one's thinking at the long term. Like this is something that we just want you to kind of invest in us. And I've seen, I think someone came into the Discord and was just like, this really kind of sunk in with me, is they said, when I'm looking at a project, I'm investing in the team. I'm not necessarily investing in exactly the NFT or something. And I feel like that's a new way I'm looking at a lot of stuff too. And I want people to look at us, to come see us, see what we're building. And I think it's amazing that so many people have believed in us. That's what just kind of keeps us moving. And we're not going to let people down. Like we're just going to keep building and just keep going and moving forward.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that. It's like when we started this company, like Nick and I invested our own money into this company, and we haven't taken that money out even after mint. And like if it comes down to it to invest more in, we will. That's how much we believe in this vision. Like that, like we're in this for the long term. This is a full on startup company for us. Like we're not. This isn't just like an NFT that we launched and then that's it. And then the other thing I'll add is our mint funds are completely untouched. So one thing is our mint funds are in the world token. World token's not doing so hot right now, but it's all there. It's completely untouched. So
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're gonna keep hodling, and when the market turns around, we'll be good, and as will all of our investors in the in the economy. And I just want to go back to it because I really feel like this is what our calling card is to not just make NFT worlds as an ecosystem successful, but I feel like something that we've all kind of had in the back of our minds is to make the space mature a little bit. Um, put education at the forefront, put safety at the forefront, and communication, making sure that people really understand what we're doing and to have a long term vision for not just one project or one particular idea, but to weave them into a series, and that's all culminating into the dashboard and to
Mhm.
the marketplace. Because yes, it's way too easy for folks to go out there and make an NFT. And yeah, I think that we're really doing a good job. And of course, I'm going to say that we're doing a good job, but I believe that the community has been giving us a lot of really good feedback into how well we've been doing at really trying to shift the narrative and just do something new, do something that's a little bit more professional, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, but I think that we should probably move on because we have plenty of other really awesome stuff. But before I do, you guys want to mention anything else? But
Just on that front is again, there's so many rugs in the NFT space right now. As you said, it's very easy for someone to make an NFT. And it's unfortunate because it takes one bad experience for a user to never want to, again, that's where that negative connotation comes in. One bad experience and boom, they're never coming back, right? And that's what we want to try to do. And you're 100% right. It takes education, but if there's a place where someone can go just to know it's legit, because some people do just want to invest. It's easy to go on Coinbase, find, everything there, right, is somewhat legitimate. Like not anyone can just create a token and get listed on Coinbase. So like, what about an NFT? Anyone can put anything on OpenSea, right? There's a million rugs on OpenSea right now.
Yeah,
So
anyone can put anything.
Well,
yeah,
our
so
conversation increasingly has been just internally, but let's share this with the community, because that's been the narrative that we've been painting here. Is that um, would you guys say that we're definitely moving in a direction of having our product and platform be a space, be kind of a safe haven for our ecosystem, to where if there's a new project, if you interact with something on our site, you know that we vetted it. I want it to come from you guys as the founders. Is that something that we're kind of committing to? Is that something that we're literally committing to? Is providing those tools and that space for safety for the community?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I said it earlier. We like, again, we want to be the number one trusted software solution on world ecosystem. And that means everything on our website is trusted. The only people we're working with are NFT World verified projects.
Good.
They've done their own KYC with NFT Worlds. I mean, we're building fully in the world ecosystem, so we trust whatever KYC work that was done by NFT Worlds, and we honor it on our platform. And we're only working with people we trust, we know, we've spoken to. A lot of the links that we're posting on there, if there's any links on there, it's all been vetted by us. And so, yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
Good. Awesome. And I know that we can talk at length about the marketplace. It's certainly one of the things that has the biggest buzz in the space right now. But yeah, let's move on to a couple other items. And I'm certain that the marketplace will probably be touched upon as we do. Let's talk about the games. Let's talk
Yeah.
about let's talk about this first person shooter. What's going on with the first person shooter, guys? What's
oh yeah,
happening?
guys, we're building a game too.
Yeah, yeah. In addition to making like a hub for the NFT world's ecosystem, and making sure that people have a safe place to come and learn and interact and engage, and providing utility for that world token. We're always going to harp on that, providing value for that world token. There's a game. Talk to me, Nick. You said there's a game involved.
Yeah, yeah. We got this little thing in development. Yeah, so we are building a game obviously out on our world. So our first iteration of this is it's a CS:GO like first person shooter in Minecraft. There's videos of gameplay out there that you can see. Cookie, you have a video that you've posted. I think there's a couple of them floating around. And it is, man, this is a blast. Like we come from, again, when we go into and we start thinking, okay, what game are we going to build, right? We have all played extensively shooters. Like that's what we play. I'll be straight up with you. I don't know a lot of various games. Like Tiz, for example, another member of our team, plays every game there is. Like he's got a huge library. But me, I play a lot of shooters. Drew, you play a lot of shooters. That's what we're best at.
Yeah,
So when it came down to build a game, we're building a shooter. That's what we're building. So not only is it just a shooter, but we got to get competitive. We can't even keep it at just a casual shooter. Like this thing needs to be competitive, and we got to really dig into it. So that's what we got going on right now. It's a CS:GO like first person shooter in Minecraft. You got to just check out the assets. You got to check out some of the gameplay. Cookie will link it in this video. It's great, and it's coming sooner than you think. So
four maps, 9 custom weapon assets. Yeah, and it's literally, it has some of the best gun mechanics in Minecraft, all custom. movement when you crouch and the gun zooms in. Like a lot of it's been thought through extensively. We worked with a well-established partner in the space to build the game. And just one thing I want to point out is like you guys only see Nick and I in like the public face. But behind the scenes, like we have a decent amount of people working on the project behind the scenes. And like we have someone who pretty much is a game creator. Um, and so a lot of the game mechanics that we're thinking through about our full world experience, even how we're transitioning into like the first person shooter and stuff like that. A lot of those ideas and game mechanics are developed behind the scenes by Fencer. So if you see him in the Discord, he's our creative genius in terms of game mechanics, lore, things like that. So,
It has just been it's been just too fun being involved in the game development portion of all of this, right? I'm increasingly getting my getting comfortable with being on camera and putting out content, but I feel like where we've all had just endless fun is when we finally got onto one of our maps. We're not gonna drop too much alpha. We got into one of our maps and we were hanging out with one of our developers and we're testing things out. We're running around, and once everybody kind of started to click with the mechanics, we were just bugging out, right? We were having a blast. And then remember, it was like 2.5 hours later, we jumped to a couple of maps, we played a few rounds, another developer jumped in, and at a point they stop and say, "All right, guys, it's been about 2.5 hours. We need to get back to actually doing our job, right? Like we wanted to be in here with like for like a half an hour to show you guys what we're doing for you, but like let's get back to actually working." So it's been a amazing experience watching the game evolve into what it will finally be. Do we want to talk about, we spoke about assets, we spoke about the number of maps. Do we want to talk about
the alpha,
do we want
Oh,
I mean
it's
we're
been announced.
it's
It's
been
been
announced. We're
well I'm
building zombies, baby. You heard it. That's what's happening.
okay, all
So
right
once the
guys,
game comes out, we're following up with zombies quick
just gonna
because you know why?
drop that,
Who doesn't like zombies?
dude.
And when I think of that, and I mean, I have it's one of those things where I just get a vision of like I remember sitting in my room, and Jeremy, you were probably there with me, just sitting back playing zombies,
Yeah.
and man, those were endless nights, weekends, I should say, not even nights, because those things just went all weekend, and Sunday comes around, and you haven't left the house, so zombies was just it was something I kind of hold a little dearly to like my childhood, like early teenage years type of thing. And it's just yeah, when we or Cookie, you came up with the idea. We were beta testing the game. Just this is how it all came to fruition. We're beta testing the game and he's playing with the gun mechanics and everything. And he's like, guys, you know what would be sick? Zombies. And everyone just stopped. And we're like, dude, that's like an amazing idea. And then the developer starts going off. He's like, dude, I do this, we can make it this way. And once we heard his ambition, he's like, I freaking love zombies. We were like, that's it. We got to build zombies. That's got to happen. And everyone was just committed. And it took all of all you had to say was zombies, and everyone was sold.
yeah.
I just
And,
remember
and
being so spaced. I'm sorry, Drew. Like I just remember being like so spaced out, like just in the zone. We were just getting it, and like this feeling just came over me, right? Because we're just going at it. We're talking. It was just so organic. Our game feels great, right? And something just made me say like, dude, these mechanics would feel so good in a zombies game, and there it is, immaculate conception, I guess. I'm sorry, Juve. Go. Go ahead. Let me hear it.
Oh, I was gonna add on to that alpha. I think Nick left a few things out
Ooh, please
that
do
people
share.
probably. So it's gonna be the what we're envisioning is the first World at War map for zombies. So the first ever zombies map. We're envisioning another 9 weapon assets, the mystery box, custom zombie assets. So if you've seen video of the first person shooter, you know how important assets can be. It really the weapon assets are making the first person shooter what it is. So we're going all out for the zombies with custom assets, even for the zombies, different monsters, the map, weapons. So and as you advance through the levels, you'll be earning the world token more and more. So the higher you get, the more world token you earn, things like that.
Now, I just want to make sure that we clarify, and I'm going to go back and forth a little bit because the game, actually 2 games, right? There's a lot to unpackage here, and if we can, let's try to give people as much as possible. Um, so for the first person shooter, or actually, no, I'm sorry, zombies. For zombies, we're going to have, is it multiplayer? Is it single player? What's that experience going to be based there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be both. It's gonna
Okay.
be single player and multiplayer. Um, the primary reason we're doing this is I think it was Nick and I, and we were talking through this, and it's like one of the biggest problems right now in NFT worlds is if I join a server and there's, let's just say there's no one there, I can't play, right? So with zombies, you can always solo queue in zombies and grind yourself out through the levels. So that's I think that's something we needed to incorporate, especially since the first person shooter, you're definitely going to need people to play with. And then quick follow with the zombies where it has a single player mode, but you can still do co-op with friends. So
Yeah.
Good, good.
Because
I,
I
I
think
kind of I
for
kind of buried the lead there, Drew. Thank you for catching that, Drew. Nick, give us some more about the mechanics and such.
Yeah, no, no. It's just I think we're 6v6, right, in the game, in the CS:GO type game mode. So, it's 12 people. You need to have them online. I hope there's always 12 people online, but you never know. And it shouldn't be, this needs to like be a place you can just go in and you're gonna play whatever you want and you can. So it should be a really good experience. There's a lot of things that we're still thinking through as far as like adopting new players and bringing new people in. And we think, yeah, like you should be able to just jump in and play the game. Like, why should you have to wait for everyone else? There's people online, great, play with them. There's no one online, cool, go play by yourself. You can still earn, you can still do everything. The server's running, like where, you know what I mean? The server's up. So whether there's one person in it or a couple hundred, like who knows? But we just want people in there playing is the big thing.
Heck yeah. For the multiplayer on zombies, what are we thinking for in numbers? Normally it's 4 on COD.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll probably
We're gonna
keep it.
hold that down. Cool.
Yeah,
And then if we jump back over to our normal first person shooter, game modes.
S&D,
Okay.
S&D, like yeah, defend bomb, attack bomb type of game mode, but with a CS:GO twist to it and a few other twists. So it's not like a one-to-one copy of CS:GO. We're taking some inspiration from them. We're taking a little bit of inspiration from Call of Duty, a little bit from other games. So it's a kind of a mixture. Um, then you have Team Deathmatch. So both those 2 game modes that I just mentioned, you'll be able to earn the world token just by playing, um, or by winning. So you only earn world token when you win. Then the third game mode is it's always live. It's just a free for all. So you just jump in, and you can just shoot around. Doesn't it's just you know, kind of like what we were experiencing when we were beta testing. That's what it is. And that has no world token. The lobby just stays open. You can kind of just jump in and shoot around. Think about it like a firing range with other players, pretty much. So
It's that open game, you know, the game that never ends is what we've been calling it, right? That has just been uber fun. So
yeah.
once we actually get situations where, you know, the clock's counting down and you need to finish the objective, once we have game modes, it's just gonna be nuts. How are we looking on timeline? When launch? Where are we in development? What if any kinks really need to get ironed out at this point in development?
So like we're not doing a lot of the development on the Minecraft side. Metacrafters is our partner in terms of that. They've projected the game would be ready to go in a week and a half, 2 weeks max. We're very close for the game to come out. Development work, I think it's a lot of cleanup, finalization of the different game modes, various different handling lobby mechanics and stuff like that. So very minor stuff, weapon tweaking. And one thing I just want to talk about with the weapon tweaking is like the just like how any other first person shooter is, like when the game launches with certain statistics of a weapon, like we might end up in a situation where the AK is super strong. However, we're gonna have the ability to tweak pretty much very, very granular settings on each weapon. So as the game is played by hundreds of people, we'll evaluate, and then we'll tweak the weapons as needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So same way we're taking kind of the marketplace approach. Like, guys, we don't know everything. We're never going to sit up here and claim that. We need the feedback. We want to hear what the people think and what you guys want tweaked. Like when I said this is a competitive shooter, like it's competitive. So if something's OP, we got to nerf it. If something needs a little bit of a buff, we're gonna, give it that buff. We want to try to create a very balanced game and just make it enjoyable. So everyone that's what they want to play.
Dope, dope. Now I'm gonna try to push the boundaries here a little bit. So I'm certain this is for you guys. This is for the community. All right. So I'm putting my neck out. Drew, Nick, is there anything like in game that we'll be able to use all that world? I know we have our marketplace, so when folks get their world token, they can buy an NFT. Is there anything that we can use our world token to buy within the games? Anything in there?
Yeah, Nick, do you want me to take it or?
Go for it.
Okay. So, like when I first mentioned, we have 9 assets, 9 weapon assets. However, all those weapon assets are not unlocked. So, in order for when you're playing the game, as you're earning the in-game currency to purchase weapons for the next level, like if you haven't unlocked the locked weapon using the world token prior to entering that game, you actually can't actually purchase it in game and use it with the in-game currency. So there's a handful of weapons that we're going to actually be locking up. The first one, I'll tell you right off the bat, it's the OP. It's the sniper rifle. It's locked.
Thank God. So that thing is
you're gonna be that thing. Let me tell you, that's my favorite. With the AK and that sniper rifle, those two are my favorite weapons. The sniper rifle is so fun to use, and it, like, even if it's unlocked, it doesn't come and play a factor till like the end game, right? You have to earn a lot of in-game currency to be able to unlock it. So, but it's locked, so you're gonna make sure you have a world bag, or if you don't, make sure you grind and get that world bag. But like, this is one thing we're trying to, earn in our game, spend in our game, and we have something crazy that we're gonna do. But I'm not gonna tease that
I'm
here.
not. I'm not.
Not yet.
I'm not gonna push on it. I'm not gonna push on it. I think
About to
I'm
say,
getting good at knowing my
yeah.
boundaries here. Nick, what else do you have to offer?
Just that op, it's so fun because it's super powerful, but if you miss, man, it's punishable.
Y-
And that's what is so enjoyable is every shot with that thing counts because it's kind of a jitter. Like there's a kickback when you get shot. So if you're aiming down scope, right? You shoot and you miss, someone with a pistol can just shoot at you a couple times, right? And you're gonna be all over the place, discombobulated, and you can't just rapid fire the op. It's like a bolt action rifle. So it's fun in that sense where it's like be careful, line your shot up because if you miss and you're not in cover, you're getting iced. So if you hit, like that's a one shot headshot. If you hit the headshot, so it's great, but if you miss, it's punishable, and that's what makes it so fun. Is it's not overpowered. It's just it's you get a little anxious, you get a little excitement. It's if any of you guys have ever played you guys hear me talk, I always talk about freaking Apex. That's all I play. Me and Tiz grind Apex. But you can get a Kramer, right? And the
Oh,
Kramer
the
is like a
Kramer.
bolt action rifle where if you hit with it, man, that thing's doing a ton of damage. But if you miss,
It's
you
like a
know,
one tap, dude. If you have the Kramer, you can one
yeah,
tap.
it's all. They did just change it. It was a one shot headshot, so it's not as powerful anymore. But
Uh,
it's the same idea. Where yeah, if you miss, you're just done. So that's what I've had a ton of fun with. And just to go over again, like we talked about that free for all mode. We have played that free for all mode. This is what happens, guys. We go, and this was just for testing it. We die, you spawn with a random weapon, and you run out and you start shooting and killing people again. You die, you spawn with a random weapon. We've played that. I probably spent, I don't know, half a day on that game now at this point, just
Straight
playing.
hours.
So yeah,
Straight
probably
hours.
like 12 hours. Yeah, just playing that game. So it's been a blast. I'm super, super excited to play it. I'm trying not to get too sucked into it because we got a lot of work to do. But we will sit back and I'm hoping we can organize some game nights and some tournaments. And like I said, this is just the start. When I say this is going to get competitive, I'm not lying. It's going to get competitive. So be the best or yeah, who
be the
knows?
worst.
And you touched on it. I just want to go into it a little bit more. I'm really excited because of the mechanics that Metacrafters have been able to build in. Um, everybody, of course, we all know the look and the feel and the utility that you have in normal Minecraft. But there's something about the way that they built the guns, the way that you have your delay, you have your recoil when you're firing, but nobody anticipates that. Just like you said, if you miss with the op and then somebody has a pistol, it doesn't matter. When you get hit and you have that Minecraft
Yeah, the
flinch,
ball back.
it's a
Yeah,
it's a wrap. Like if you can't get into cover and you missed with that op, you might not have another opportunity, right? So while that gun is super strong and you get yourself into a good situation, you can do a lot of damage with it. But if you miss, just like you both said, if you miss and somebody doesn't have you in cover or you're not in a situation where you can kind of duck away and relax, when you start getting hit with bullets, you're pretty much done. So I'm really interested to see how, yes, we base this game on CS:GO, but we can't escape the fact that it's in Minecraft.
Yep.
And it's beautiful to kind of see how those both mesh together, and it's going to be really fun seeing how people enjoy it because we know people are going to have just as much fun as we are. um when it comes to the game, again, I don't want to spoil too much. Do you guys have any? All right, so right now we have two games slated, or rather one game slated for the next couple of weeks. soon thereafter, we're hoping to have our zombies, right?
Hmm.
Do we have another game that we've been talking about? Like, is there, like,
I
where
mean,
do
the
like
building
the
doesn't stop. What do you think? The building doesn't stop.
I
We
don't know.
gotta when we said this is a long-term plan, that's what we have. We have a long-term plan. So originally we had this whole vision of the world we want to build out, right? We want to build this world that has these different neighborhoods, which are what your NFTs, the altering passports, represent. There's a tag on there that represents your neighborhood, and you will get a NFT for your house in that neighborhood. So everyone who has an altering passport is getting a house in the world. Now, when we start thinking about how we wanted to build this out and how fast this space moves, those things, they just weren't adding up, right? So we look at, okay, we want to build this crazy world with different neighborhoods, the pros and the cons, right? It's a great experience, and that's the long-term vision. When we talk about having a plan, this isn't a quick thing. Like, that's going to take a while to build. But we also understood that this space is moving fast. We don't have the luxury of waiting 6 months to a year to build out that entire world experience. So what do? Same thing we do with the marketplace. We're just going to iterate over it. So we're going to start with giving the players something. Like, we got to get these something in their hands. We need something to play. That's where these games come in, right? They're not mini games. These are full-fledged games to play. And then after that, right, you're going to play your first person shooter. You're going to go play some zombies. You're going to step out into a world. And that's what's getting built after, is building out that world. But meanwhile, you guys are going to have something to play. That's what's important, is just bringing value to our holders. We got the marketplace out. We're getting the games out. And then once we have a solid foundation on all that, we're just going to keep building on top of it. This is the groundwork right here. From there, we just keep going up.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about two full-fledged games, and while I know that the community's working on having that, right? A lot of projects are working toward that. I truly feel like we're one of the first projects to have something that you can sit in all day long, right? I mean, I've spent multiple days of my life just sitting on Call of Duty with you and the boys when we were younger, Nick. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we need something that's we want to give the community something that they can just be like, yeah, what are you doing today? I'm playing World Mind's first person shooters, or I'm playing World Mind zombies, because you can just play it all day. It is a game. It is a full-fledged
Yeah.
game.
And
Yeah.
that's not, I mean, you can go ask anyone who's played it. Like, there's people who have tested it outside of our team, um, that have said the same exact thing. Like, we don't even need to
I'll quote them. They said it's the best first-person shooter on NFT Worlds currently.
so
That's quoted. So
take with it what you will. I'm just excited because I had a lot of fun playing it. And like I said, I spent way too much time playing it. There were some nights we were definitely supposed to get some stuff done, and it just had to wake up early the next day and make sure it got done because we spent way too much time playing the game.
We're gonna
So
work
messed
on
up
it.
our sleep schedule a little bit, but hey, that's what we're in it for.
I
So
think we're gonna need to make sure that a lot of the big things that have to get done before launch. Because actually, I just I just started two new courses. Can we postpone launch until class lets out? Because I'm not getting any homework done when launch.
you don't
I
stop, man. You
All
just
right.
got to keep going, going, going. That's where it's maybe that'll be a little vacation. We'll
Yeah.
take a day or two and just play the game. But I am excited. Like, we're gonna organize some community events around it. Like, it's gonna be a blast. We have a great community in our Discord already. Like, it's freaking awesome. Like, all the support we get, everything. It's been quite a ride. And I remember we talk about milestones all the time. I remember when we first hit 100 people in the Discord. It was just like an amazing milestone. I think we just got up to 800.
I think we are at we surpassed 800. 808.
There we go.
808 and 2,000 Twitter followers.
Yeah. So I remember just celebrating those real small milestones, and the community has grown, and it's great, man. Like, we have such a good vibe in there already. I cannot wait to transition that into a game. Might get a little hostile.
The thing is, Nick, our project collection is so small that our holder count's pretty low. So it's like anyone who's in it, like the holders in our Discord, I feel like I know all of them.
Yeah.
Or kind of when they show up for the scrap events, it's just like I'm hanging out with a bunch of friends, like the last UFC event we did. So it's like, it's pretty amazing. I kind of like having a smaller community compared to like this ginormous community where you barely know 10 people, right? Personally, I feel like I talk to the same people every day, and it's pretty cool. Everyone's vibing. It's a good vibe. There's hardly ever any FUD in our Discord. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. We've grown, like our Twitter count has grown exponentially, but like I remember we were celebrating when we hit 100 followers, right? Now we're at 2,000. So, and I like to one thing that's huge with me is like celebrate every milestone, big or small, right? Because sometimes you forget to celebrate, and you don't want to just celebrate the big wins, right? Sometimes even the smaller ones are huge. So small victories get you to the big victory. So yeah.
I remember bugging out when I was getting ready to go and upload a video. And I looked and saw the channel page for our YouTube dashboard, and it said that we had hit our first 1,000 views, and I just bugged out. It was such an amazing moment to see that, stuff that I recorded, um, 1,000 people decided to click it and watch it for any period of time, and to your point, I mean, we're getting up to 2,000 now. We're quickly approaching that. So yeah, I think we say these things to keep ourselves humble, right? To actually share the experience with the community, and because it is those little milestones. It isn't minting out that is a huge milestone, but it's, when I text Drew the other day and I was like, oh, well, you guys wanted to go ahead and upload a gameplay video, but I uploaded one and it has more views, right? But every single one of those views, that's another person that we're able to share this experience with, another person that we've been able to share our story with. So it's all for the good of the project, all for the good of our all-terrain passes. See, I always get tongue tied up when I say all terrain. Um, but no, guys, I think that we've said a lot. We've done a lot. We're always going to have more opportunities to chat more in the future. Of course, I'll have you guys back on for other interviews. Is this probably a good time to ask my community to hit me up? Any NFT world projects that are out there? We want to be your platform. All right, come and talk to me. Come and talk to the boys. Jump in our Discord, anywhere, Twitter. Hit me up. If you guys have a project and you guys need advice, you guys want to talk to Nick, Drew, the team, you guys need help growing, you want to get listed, come reach out to me. Got World? We want
That's
to do
perfect.
this together. Like, this is a community. We want to be the epicenter of this space. Yeah, reach out to me. Reach out to all of us. What else you guys have in closing? Let's wrap things up.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, let me get my nice background here for the closing, No, well said. Hit up Cookie. We're honestly, if you're a project in the space, if you haven't minted, if you're coming soon, or you minted out, or whatever you are, right? If you're building in the NFT world's ecosystem, hit Cookie up, right? Or hit up WRLDMind. We'll connect you with Cookie. Our goal is to just build this giant media platform where you have exclusive interviews, and we're doing some really cool Web3 stuff in terms of news, interviews, and content in general. So uh, get in through the door before it's too late, type of deal. Okay,
Yeah.
and just on WorldMind, we've said it 1,000 times. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's an iterative process. We're here for the long term. We have a lot of things in the works. We're gonna start rolling things out as we go. Things to be looking out for: Roadmap 2.0, the FPS game. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't talk about right now. That's all I got. Thank you for listening, Cookie. Thank you for hosting, because this was just a genuine conversation. Didn't feel like an interview. Um, and I honestly I want to do more of these. Like I post Discord updates weekly to make sure my holders or our holders they're aware of what's going on behind the scenes. This gets a little bit more personal with them, so I'm all for it. Doing our announcements through this. I love that idea. So yeah, just awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And just to go on that too, like I said, we appreciate all the feedback we've gotten. We appreciate everyone who's been here. And yeah, like if you guys have suggestions, please reach out. If there's things you want to see, please reach out. A lot of the ideas for what we build, it doesn't just come from us. It comes from us hearing what the community wants. That's what we're here for. We are people here to build something that the community wants. So if there's something you need to reach out and let us know. That's what we want to do. We want to build the best marketplace for what the community wants and what the community needs. If there's a spot on there that you think we need to show some other content, reach out. Like that's what we're here for. So thank you, Cookie, very much for hosting. Yeah, that's all I got.
Can you just remind the folks what our vision is in terms of software solution? No, I got it.
Go ahead.
We're trying to be the number one software solution for the world ecosystem.
Put
Keep
that.
saying
We're
that.
gonna put that in the
Keep
put
saying
that
that.
in the Twitter bio, okay?
Yeah,
Put that
there
on
we
the
Number
go.
one
Twitter bio.
software solution for the world
We're gonna make it the
ecosystem. That
top
is our
comment.
goal.
I
So
love it. Let me close this out. Thank you again, guys. This is Cookie and the two co-founders of World Mind. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, peace.